Is TV a wonderful medium for an actor to totally immerse themselves into a deeper, richer story and deeper and richer characters?
I don't know if deeper or richer, but you certainly have more time to tell the story, and that was a really fun challenge and a great part of the experience because I got to play 5 different characters, and I don't know that could have happened, within the span of 2 hours. So it was very fun to explore all those people.
Was it a pleasure to go on such an extensive journey with your character and really get into the nuts and bolts because TV gives you time to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it affords you the thing you can't do necessarily in film, which is these really incredibly deep dives into character, And I think more than that, I think, especially at a place like Netflix and all the streaming services, you really get this, the creators, the writers really get to do a deep, they get to really expand on ideas, Having written some screenplays myself, usually they come in at about 120 pages, and usually the studio is kind of going like, can you get it to 118? They want you to crush it down, and so to have the freedom for them to write 400 pages and really sort of touch all the walls in the room of character and plot and theme, and even pay attention to other characters that I think it's really fun. You can take crazy departures in certain episodes, so it's cool.
Playground for the creatives.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Cary, this is an incredibly complex show, isn't it? Is that what attracted you?
Well, there wasn't a show before I got involved. It was really just Emma and I discussing making an adaptation of the show that would be radically different from the Norwegian one was, and after that we'd find a writer and figure out what it was. So the first step was pitching her on the idea of doing a show that I had no idea what we were going to do yet, just that we would be able to do it in New York where we live, and we'd be able to do it with a bunch of different delusions, we could play with a bunch of different characters, and it will be fun. And then the rest is history.
This is a hugely intelligent show. That's what I got from it when I started watching it. What was the kind of the premise that you wanted to write? Where does it begin for you?
I think the premise was, how do we get inside of different people's heads, and how do we get different people inside of different people's heads, and how do we expose the private worlds that we live in, but also talk about this world that we live in a way that feels relevant and now, but also talks about feelings that we've all felt kind of along the way, always.
And was it an opportunity for you as well to kind of expand yourself creatively and push your boundaries?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the show sort of has to reinvent itself every episode, and that is an enormous challenge, but that's what gives it its own special and unique energy too.
Was it interesting for you to explore the characters, because it's a non-linear story potentially, so exploring what these characters do in different scenarios, was that a nice journey for you to go on as well as a writer?
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of a new tool. It's a tool that you don't usually have when you're writing. You can not only can you change the setting and scene, but you can change the world, but you're still telling the same emotional story for 2 characters and their relationship.
And when you were writing Cary, always had the same actors in mind for this. So did you write with these actors in mind as well?
Oh yeah, I knew. Well, these 2. I mean, we added the rest of the cast. I always knew it was going to be Emma and Jonah, and that just gave me tremendous confidence going forward that we could probably get away with anything, and they were going to be able to do it.